Hi everyone, thanks for making the left turn for today, Saturday, February 14th, 2015. I'm George Verhoor and welcome back to the Jax Left channel and welcome back to the Jax Left Report. I'm here in downtown Jacksonville. I'm at the corner of Bay and Liberty Streets, and I'm going to talk today about the challenges that we face here in Jacksonville specific to the infrastructure on our riverfront, specifically the Northbank riverfront. Over the years, since the 1950s, there's been a series of visions that past, present, and future city leaders have had. And today, I want to talk about our history. I want to talk about those visions. I'm going to talk about where we're at and where we're going. And I'm going to challenge us, the people of Jacksonville, the leadership of Jacksonville, to really get a comprehensive plan together going for what we're going to do on this river in the next 10, 15, 20 years. I think it's critical. I think it's important to our success as a city. And so we're going to talk some more about it. We're also going to take a look at some pictures and film. We're really going to delve into some history. So I want to thank you for joining me today, and you know what time it is. Let's roll it. Our Jacksonville riverfront has a lot of history. There are many stories to tell. And today I'm only going to tell you just a couple stories about how things have developed out here the way that they have. I'm going to talk about the different visions the city has had over the years and talk about the challenges that today present themselves in a portion of our riverfront closed due to rotting pilings or a rotting piling. We don't know how many are rotting underneath us in the St. Johns River, because while I'm on Coastline Drive right off the St. Johns River, really I'm standing on special infrastructure that was created in the 1950s, 1960s. We're going to talk about that. But first, we need to go back before World War II. Before World War II, really when we look at actually the first 30 to 40 years of our city in the 20th century, there were a lot of boats. There was a lot of shipping. There was a lot of commerce. There was a lot of port activity right here downtown. This is where the nitty-gritty happened. So a lot of interesting stuff was going on back in those days. And then after World War II, there was a lot of population growth here. There was a lot of road building going on, and a lot of cars started coming into downtown to shop, to work. So starting in the 1950s, to accommodate the high number of cars coming into downtown Jacksonville, the decision was made to build a series of parking decks. Well, at the same time, there was construction of the old, what we now know as the old Duval County Courthouse, which was built in the 1950s. There was a vision for a civic center. There was a plan to build parking to accommodate for all the people that would be coming downtown, not only to shop, to work, but also to attend to the business of bureaucracy, businesses of court, showing up to a court case or dealing with the city, going down to the city council. So what we have as a result of all of the building that was done, and you're going to see a lot of it in just a moment, we have Coastline Drive and Market Street, and we have further down Liberty Street. And there was a different vision. We've gone through talking about the vision of a commerce, a bustling port on the north bank of the river. Then we really had this vision of parking and a civic center, and then ultimately, then of course, the landing in the 1980s, built in 1987, and then of course continued work on the riverfront with starting in the late 90s plans and the building in the early 21st century of condominiums, townhomes, apartments. And so we now have people that are starting to live downtown. And the old Duval County Courthouse, I think, will eventually be demolished. We have this hotel here, the Hyatt, and so I think that eventually the old City Hall will be demolished as well. So the question will be, what will happen? But first, we should look at the challenges that we face, the problems that we have today. All of this infrastructure that I'm standing on right now is propped up, essentially supported by a series of piers drilled into the St. Johns River. You know, this is not the natural coastline of the river. We, as man, have built this coastline pretty much extending off of where the old Duval County Courthouse stands now. So our safety and our well-being, as well as our happiness, it's important to have that here on the river. Now let's talk about the challenges that we face. We've talked about an amazing history of our riverfront, and you know, I think we really utilize our riverfront the best when there's an opportunity for people to live, work, and play not very far off the St. Johns River. I have called for affordable housing for years here. We are seeing more housing develop, as you can see, with condos and townhomes, but what I'm really here to talk with you today about is about the decaying infrastructure in downtown. I see it on the west side plenty myself. I see a lot of decayed roads, a lot of potholes, a lot of roads that should have been fixed long ago. And here we are, really in an area that could really be maximized to the fullest. And an area of Liberty Street that has had problems for quite a while has fallen into the river. Now, you may ask yourself, why? Why does the city spend the money that it spends on some of the more superficial aspects? The football team, the scoreboard, the pool at the stadium, a lot of I like palm trees as much as the next guy, but sometimes there's a lot of overkill. Why don't we take some of the money that we're spending on palm trees and scoreboards and pools and put it into infrastructure that will help us promote Jacksonville to create jobs, and also really to make it safe for people to be able to come out onto the river and be able to enjoy things. These decisions that were made many years ago, when you make a decision, a big infrastructure decision, you have to be ready to back it with money in the future. This city is a lot like a house. You can build and you can build and you can build, but if you are not maintaining and having a plan for what you're going to do in the future, there's going to come a point where you're going to meet the challenges. You're going to have to meet the challenges, and you're going to have a plan and funds to get out of it. and to do what you got to do, to fix and to repair, but also to have a plan for the future. So it's my hope that we'll see a better future, that this coming election will result in a new city council, and hopefully we'll have the leadership in City Hall to do what's right for the people of Jacksonville. But it's going to take a combination of work among different groups throughout the city to get things fixed. So here I am at the corner of Courthouse Drive and Liberty Street, and there's a lot more change that's coming. This old courthouse, I don't think it's going to stand forever. So what the people do, it's going to be an interesting question, but I'd like to certainly point out that if we can invest in ourselves, we can do a lot for the future. And in many ways, things will be better if we can remember that what we build has to be maintained, has to be cared for, so that future generations can enjoy what past and present generations have enjoyed for many years. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. See you later.